Welcome everyone to the Terra Dome as Nothing But Net Media presents to you the GPS Game of the Week featuring Gregory Terrace taking on Anglican Church Grammar School in a tremendous GPS matchup. It is a matchup between the two teams who shared the GPS title in 2019, and there are title implications in this one. I'm John Guarna, and today I'm joined by Braden Hesselhurst and Regan Baker. Braden, the women's Logan Thunder QSL coach, and from the Courier Mail, you've been covering the GPS basketball scene for quite a while now. This one has all the makings for a huge, tremendous matchup this afternoon.
Yeah, Johnny, definitely the biggest game of the season so far. Basically a grand final, really, as close to it as you can get with GPS. So should be a really exciting matchup between two really good teams.
Regan, we've been covering Terrace for a little while. They really want this outright title. They shared the championship last season with Churchie. Churchie also wants the outright championship. This one is set up to be a barn burner.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here obviously 2 weeks ago for their last home game, and what a game it was as well, Johnny. They got themselves well and truly out front comfortably over one of their rival colleges I can't even think now. I'm just having mind blanks. But another fantastic game here today. Both teams doing really well so far in the season, and a lot of big name players out on the floor as well. So both teams absolutely bringing their A game. It's going to be a good one.
Should be a great game. Big out though this afternoon for Gregory Terrace, the co-captain. Osei Matuga re-injured his ankle. I think he was saying before pre-game. That's a big out for Terrace, especially with the matchup inside with Panisi.
For sure, you're going up against a team who has probably the tallest, across the board with Churchie. So, and I thought I was at the Terrace versus State High game last week, and I thought also did a really good job in that game and sort of turned the tide with them, some physical play and some easy buckets. So a big out for them. That just means that Jordan Papakostas is going to have to step up even more today.
It's going to be a great matchup. Really good matchups across the floor. We talked a little bit about it in the front court, but in the back court, you got the captain, David Eltima, going head-to-head with Kobe McDowell-White, Aiden Summerfield. It's a really strong backcourt here for Churchie as well. Both teams like to play fast-paced, up-in-your-face, pressure ball. This should be a really high-scoring game, fellas.
Yeah, for sure. Both teams like to get up the floor, press defensively, obviously, and then both teams like to push the ball offensively, shoot from the outside, get to the rim. They have a lot of athletes, so as you mentioned, it should be a fast-paced game. I don't know whether that'll turn into a high-scoring one today. I think it'll be tough. Both teams really good defensively, so it'll be interesting to see.
Well, we're getting set for the tip. Stepping out onto the court, the starting five for Gregory Terrace. You've got number 4, Dom Hayes, number 5, Nazar Angalo. You've also got number 6, Max McKinnon, number 15, Jordan Papakostas. I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? I got David Eltima, Nazar Angalo, Dom Hayes, Max McKinnon. I got 5. Who am I talking about?
Big game jitters, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous here. For Churchie starting out, you've got Tristan Lacey, Jacob Marchant, Will Brune, Aiden Summerfield, and Cole Ross. Churchie wins the tip, and they're going to have the first opportunity at points on the board for this huge GPS matchup between the co-champions of the 2019 GPS competition. Marchand picks up his dribble, gets it to Brune. There's 4 on the shot clock. They're going to call a double dribble, so Churchie turns the ball over on their first possession.
Yeah, I thought a very passive set first up from Churchie. They had the 4 or 5 dribble handoffs at the top, but no one really looking to get to the basket, and saying that good defensive start from Terrace.
And this is the exact same defensive start we saw from Terrace a couple of weeks ago as well, Johnny. They do a very, very good job applying that pressure early on to really make it hard for the opposing team to get their offense together.
Here's another steal, though. This time it's Churchie with it. Wide open for 3, instead puts it on the floor. Cole Ross gets to the rim, layup up and in. And the away team, Churchie's got the first points of the day, and here's that full court pressure. Terrace breaks it easy with Angalo. Pass, though, he steps out of bounds, so back-to-back turnovers to open up the contest for Terrace.
Yeah, and Churchie a lot more active than Terrace, in the full court. They'll be looking to pressure, get the ball handler, to put their head down and make quick decisions. So, as we see, it can turn into turnovers like we did in the first 2 possessions.
Brune has it, picks up his dribble. Marchand fires a deep one. It's a long 2. It's a 4-0 start here for Churchie. McKinnon has it on the wing. Driving baseline, skips it over. Three-pointer is up and good. First points of the day go to Dom Hayes. Terrace on the board. They're down 1. Summerfield bullied his way to the basket. A lot of contact. Foul is called. Let's see who they give this one to. It's going to go against Nazar Ngalo, his first, the team's first. Sideline out of bounds here for Churchie. Summerfield in for Lacey. Skip pass. Brune gets his feet in the paint. Reverse flips one up. It's off. Papakostas has it. Churchie getting some good looks on their possessions, though. Braden, really easy paint touches. Here's Eltima, the captain, trying to bully his way in. Loses it on the way up. Brune recovers for Churchie. They've got numbers 4 on 3. Lacey goes right to the rim to lay it in. Churchie up 3.
Like you said, Johnny, pretty easy in the paint so far for Churchie. And like I said, I went to the State High versus Terrace game last week, and that's where Terrace were a bit vulnerable getting to the paint. You know, a lot of State High's points came at the rim, so they need to address that in this game if they're going to compete with Churchie.
Hayes steps back, fires along 2. That's off. Rebound to Ross. He'll hand off for Brune. Back to Ross now. Leaves his feet, flips one up. That's a wild one. Hayes with the rebound. Here's McKinnon in transition. Gets to the rim. Layup is good. Lost the foul. Big strong take there from Max McKinnon. Gets the crowd into it. Terrace down 1.
And I think really look for him to take charge, especially offensively today for Terrace, Johnny. You know, when Terrace were behind last week, I think with a couple minutes left against State High, he really took charge, made the decisions offensively, and was able to bring him back to get the win. So he's a quality player at that height, has the ability to make plays, great handles, and go to the rim and score for himself.
Summerfield pulls up, shoots an air ball, and goes straight out of bounds. Little ahead of himself there in Summerfield. Gotta like the speed, though, he's playing at. And here comes Terrace right back the other way. Hayes forces one up. Does he recover? No, Churchie does, but it's stolen by McKinnon. Tries to dump it inside for Hayes. He misses the layup. Lacey grabs the board.
Both teams just playing a very fast-paced game of basketball at the moment out on the floor. I think it's gone to the point now they've rushed the ball up the court in offense and taken a couple of quick jump shots. So might be time to slow things down and start setting up some offense.
Yeah, both teams love to play at pace. It's pretty even so far to start. Lacey blocked by Papakostas. He's going to get called for the travel. The big fella didn't need to leave his feet on that one.
And that's a big start for him. I think last week struggled a little bit against State High, so he really needs to be big today for Terrace if they're going to get a win. So, you know, on the back of that, I think Terrace need to look at getting him going offensively to start. So it'd be interesting to see, especially why Panisi and that's on the bench, get him started against a smaller Cole Ross and see if he can get to the basket.
Ultimo working against Aiden Summerfield. Gets inside the paint, floats one up, it's blocked. Here comes Ross. Again, Churchie has numbers going right to the rim. Is Marchand to lay it in. Churchie back up 2. Nazar Ngalo reverses it. McKinnon thinks about the 3, gets in the paint, right to the rim, layup too strong. Ross again has it, Marchand now for Churchie. Now Ross again, trying to bully his way in. They're gonna get a foul call. Looks like that one's gonna go against Dom Hayes, his first. Terrace's second team foul of the first quarter.
I think you can see the difference between the two teams early on offensively, Johnny. I think Churchie are looking to push the ball and go directly towards the paint. You know, I haven't seen that sort of aggression from Terrace early on, apart from Max McKinnon. So, you know, early on, that's what you need to do. You need to get easy shots. You need to get to the foul line, get yourself settled, and Churchie's doing a really good job, and CJ Bruton will be really happy so far.
Yeah, I had to fix the score there. I had it backwards. It's 8-6. Churchie's up. First minutes of the afternoon for Kobe McDowell-White. Ross hits 1. He's going to sub out, and we're going to see Harry Panisi. And here comes a bit of a pressure defense here from Churchie. A little 2-2-1 action. McKinnon with the left hand lays it in. That's too easy. Couple passes and they're off. Brune gets inside. McDowell wide open. 3 is up and bottom for him. 4-point lead for Churchie.
Again, great offense. A bit of ball movement. Penetrate to the middle of the paint. Find a shooter. And like I keep saying, your shooting percentage goes way up when you get a paint touch first. So great possession there from Churchie.
Gallo has it. There's 10 on the shot clock for Terrace. Skips it over to Hayes. Hayes is going to fire top of the key 3 off the front of the rim. That's Lacey grabbing the rebound. Trying to kick ahead. McKinnon tips it out of bounds. Good active hands there from Max McKinnon, disturbing the play. Checking into the game for the first time for Terrace, Sam Schmidt. The captain, David Eltima, is going to get a breather. Panisi looking for the handoff. It's not there. Swings it to Bruin. Bruin gets his feet in the paint, keeps his dribble alive, now goes inside. Lacey goes right at the defense, blocked again. Panisi recovers with 5 on the shot clock, tries to throw it up, it's off. He recovers, flips up a hook shot and gets it to fall.
That's great persistence from the big fella, but again, you see Churchie focus on getting into the paint. Didn't pay off early on, but with their height, they can stay with it. Offensive rebounds turn into easy buckets.
McKinnon working against McDowell White, spins away from the defense, swings it, gets it back. Again goes behind his back, this time tries to dump it inside, recovers himself, misses the layup. Here comes Churchie with McDowell White. Lazar Angalo comes up with the steal, Euro steps his way, a lot of contact, but they're gonna say he lost it out of bounds. It's gonna be Churchie ball. Checking in for Terrace's Tamatui. Tom Hayes gonna get a breather. 4:15 to go. Churchie's up 6. The battle of the undefeateds. Panisi from the foul line misses long. Here's Angalo with it. Kicks ahead to Tui. They're going to swing the ball around the perimeter. Angalo has it with 10 on the shot clock. Finds McKinnon on the curl. Step through floater is short. Rebound to Lacey. Panisi on the wing, skips it over to Bruin, who steps his way to the basket and finishes with the left hand. That's going to force the timeout from Gregory Terrace. Churchie double ups the lead, 16-8, 3:40 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back shortly with GPS basketball. Back with you here at the Terra Dome. Timeout taken by Gregory Terrace. 16-8 the lead for Churchie. Getting out to a pretty hot start here. You mentioned it a few times, Braden. Dribble penetration is really hurting Terrace at the moment.
Yeah, and I just think Churchie look a lot more clearer on what they're doing offensively. There's ball movement into either a post-up or a dribble penetration and kick or attacking the basket. I think Terrace on the other end, they've settled for some jump shots early on, and then when they have tried to penetrate, it's been off no ball movement or no offense or anything like that, so there haven't been many opportunities. And apart from those times when Max McKinnon was able to get to the basket, the last 2 possessions he's had the ball, Churchie really keying in on him. So Terrace need to get something going offensively, get some ball movement into some on-balls or post-ups when Papakostas is back on.
And a lot of what Terrace does is based off of the pressure that they put on you defensively, but they got to get stops to get that pressure going. So they'll be looking at the defense as well. Down 8 at the moment, approaching the 3:30 mark of the first quarter. Schmidt leaves his feet, dumps it inside to finish is Sullivan. And you like to see that coming out of a timeout. Reverse layup, no good. It's tipped out of bounds. Gonna go Terrace's way. A little too strong there from Cole Ross.
Great adjustment from Sam Schmidt, I think, in the air. You normally teach people not to leave their feet, but was able to make an adjustment and find the big roll into the rim. So, again, on ball, bit of movement. They get attacked to the basket and get a basket.
Here's that 2-2-1 pressure from Churchie. Schmidt gets it back to Angalo, who's running the offense here. Back to Schmidt, 8 on the shot clock, gets inside, steps around the defense, blocked by Panisi. There to follow is Tui. He misses. McDowell White has it, kicks ahead for Summerfield, who recovers. Back out to McDowell White. Corner three is up and good. Kobe McDowell White, second three of the game, pushes the Churchie lead out to 9. Here comes Ungalo leaving his feet. Schmidt's open. His corner three is up and down. Good response there from Terrace. 6 points to deficit.
Gee, it's a fast-paced game, isn't it, Johnny?
I hope
I
my
would
voice
die in
holds
this
up.
game.
I'm out of breath already. I'm not even on the court. Summerfield on the wing, goes inside for Panisi. Dribbles to his left. He's gonna, there's a whistle. I think they're gonna get Schmidt for the reach in from behind. It's the third team foul on Terrace. First on Schmidt.
I think if you're Panisi, when you get a touch that low in the middle of the paint, I think just catch it and go back up. You know, that's a good shot. I'd be happy with that if I was a coach.
Panisi gets it, spinning to his left hand, back to the right. Hook shot is too strong. Ross tries to sneak in for the board. Another foul call. They're going to give that one on Ross. Second team foul on Churchie. 2:10 to go in the first quarter.
Jordan Mullen's pretty active with his foul calls too, isn't he, Johnny?
Oh, we've been commenting on that all day. He loves a good sell, Jordan.
He knows the cameras are on too, so Jordan does a great job. I love how he referees the games because he'll communicate to you. He'll let you have a chat as well, and I think that's really important for referees. Eltma over to Schmidt. Schmidt at the elbow, kicks it. Nazar Ngalos, he'll step back and fire a three. That's good as well. The three-point shot starting to drop for Terrace. They're down 3.
And I like that set, Johnny, for Terrace. They've run it the last couple of times, got something good out of it every time. Bit of reversal into sort of a punch screen, attacking the basket, and they've done really well the last couple of sets.
McDowell White swings it for Brune. He'll fire a long three that's short. Eltma comes up with the rebound. Terrace has numbers. Kick ahead is tipped out of bounds. Goes off the hands of Will Brune. Terrace going to go to the bench. Papakostas going to check back in. Also checking in for Terrace is Jasper C. We've got Patrick Foster out there for Churchie as well for the first time this afternoon. Also Ethan Tafe checking in for the first time. So both teams using the bench. Both teams quite deep. Happy to play, 9, 10 guys. Eltma gets his feet in the paint, reverses it. Schmidt wants the screen from Papakostas. He gets it, skips it over. Eltma on the wing, fires a three. That's off the side of the rim. Tafe grabs the rebound. Nearly lost it, but recovers. Kicks ahead. McDowell White, three-pointer is too strong. Tafe tips it, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Terrace ball with 1:04 to go, and Terrace down 3. Here's that pressure again. Eltma has it stolen by Foster. Foster stops. Thought he got fouled. He was short on the rebound, on the shot. Schmidt kicks it over. Tui layup too strong. Panisi comes down with it. Here's Marchand. 3-on-2. Dumps it off for Foster. Foster jump stop, kicks it. Panisi, top of the key three. That hits the bottom of the net. Lovely ball movement there from Churchie leading to that three-pointer. They're up 6.
And the big man can stroke it from outside. Johnny, got to love to see that. That's a modern-day big these days.
Eltma on the right side now, and he hits one and responds. The captain cuts the deficit to 3.
It's exactly what he said just before, Braden. It's that inside-outside play that really, creeps up that shooting percentage. Both plays in a row there, getting the ball inside, kicking out to that three-man and just dropping the pill.
Marchand three is short. Tui has it, 3 seconds to go. He fires a half-court shot that hits the top of hit the scoreboard, the shot clock actually. Well, he rushed that one, had another dribble or two in him. It looks like Coach C.J. Bruton's going to call a timeout here, I think, to try and draw something up. No? Yeah? No? Okay, no. Sorry. I thought there was a whistle. He was reaching for the clipboard. I thought he was going to draw something up. Panisi gets it, fires it off. It's good if it can't. It's not good at all. That's the end of the first quarter. And at the end of the first, it is a 3-point lead for Churchie, 22-19. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the second quarter of action for you live here from the Terradome. Welcome back to the Terra Dome as Gregory Terrace trails Anglican Church Grammar School 19-22. It's a 3-point lead for Churchie. Really good first quarter of basketball there. Churchie got off to the hot start. Terrace a little sloppy to start, but they really clawed their way back in behind that 3-point shot, Braden.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said during that break, I think it was based on their offense. They executed a bit more, were able to get through a set. Like I said, that set where they were going with the punch screen and attacking the basket looked really good for them. And then off the back of that, they got a bit more confidence, were able to push the ball, hit the paint, and find shooters from there. So, on the other hand, Churchie have been good as well. So, pretty level first quarter.
Second quarter ready to tip here. Again, both teams come into this game undefeated, so this is a huge game. We said it in the pregame. These two teams shared the GPS championship. Both teams would love to win it outright. This game's going to go a long way towards that. Still a lot of basketball play in the GPS season, but for both of these teams, it's not necessarily a must-win, but you don't want to lose this one, do you?
It's basically a grand final, Johnny.
Well, give us the breakdown. There's still teams that are in it, obviously with further results needed, but both of these teams are undefeated at the top of the ladder.
Yeah, well, I think, it'll only be a team that has another game against one of the top 4 sides that could be in danger if they win this. So, for example, if Terrace win this, they've still got TSS to play, so that could be a bit of a danger game for them. If Churchie win this, they haven't got any of the top 4 sides left, I don't think. I think they got state high. So, those games are danger games for them, but, I would expect these two teams to be able to get through them. So, basically a grand final for me, Johnny, I think, unless they have a big letdown.
Papakostas hits the first free throw. Like to see Terrace get a few more touches for Jordan Papakostas.
For sure. I thought that was one area where I know he struggled last week, but it didn't look like, you got a national program big. You've got to let him get touches. He's a great player as far as, knows when to score, but can also find his teammates. So eases the pressure on their guards as well.
Foster's open, wing 3 off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound. Looked like it might have been saved. It's not. Heavy contact there between Panisi and Eltima.
Who's he calling the foul on, Johnny?
I'm not sure. I think it looks like he might be calling it on David Eltima. Eltima's a little shaken up. He hit the deck really hard there. Looked like maybe they may have clashed heads a little bit the way Panisi reacted, but Eltima thankfully is okay. I think they're giving that one to...
It did go against Eltima.
Eltima, yeah. Panisi a little shaken up, as is Eltima, so both guys will sub off. Let's hope they're both okay. Tafe takes the inbound pass and lays it in. Churchie pushes the lead back out to 3.
That's way too easy, Johnny. It's a simple, regular out-of-bounds play that most teams run, the pick-to-picker, and they get a wide-open layup under the basket. So Terrace won't be happy with that.
McKinnon dumps it inside. Papakostas finishes strong. He's got such soft hands around the basket. Good look there from McKinnon. Did the score wrong again, sorry. I gotta go up 2 for Terrace. 24-23 the score. I fixed it. Tafe misses. Rebound to McKinnon. Here's Angalo. Kicks it ahead. Gets the ball back on the wing. Now Papakostas. Back to Angalo. Gets the screen from Papakostas. Floats it up. That's an air ball. Not sure if that was a pass or a shot.
I don't think it was a shot. It was the right option. He probably just needed to take 1 or 2 more dribbles, get underneath the foul line before he took that, because there was a bit more space, and if the big ends up coming to him, he's got Papakostas going to the basket anyway. So just be a little bit more patient, a bit more aggressive off that. I think they would have got something nice.
Here's McDowell White. Kicks it. Foster, pump fake. Euros his way to the basket. Goes inside for Lacey, who can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. It's a turnover for Churchie.
The old suspicious carry ball there.
Regan, you're our referee.
Look, I'm also looking through a 4-inch camera display, so a little bit hard to see from my angle, but it did definitely look like his hand came underneath. It depends on whether it came to rest or not.
Marching comes up with the steal, looking to dump it off. It's stripped, though. McKinnon now kicks ahead for Schmidt. Jump step, left-handed layup, too strong. Tafe comes down with the rebound. Again, 4-on-2 here for Churchie. Tafe kicks it. It's tipped, and McKinnon steals it. Wants to slow things down, does Max McKinnon.
You've got to feed that to him, Johnny.
There is Papakostas. He'll fire a jump shot that's short off the front of the rim. Foster going to the left hand. Blocked by McKinnon, but they're going to get a foul call. Looks like that one's going to go against Max McKinnon. And Patrick Foster going to go to the free throw line for a couple shots.
But down the other end, Johnny, your dominant big has a deep seal, on the top of the charge circle. You have to find that ball to him. It wasn't like there was tremendous ball pressure or anything stopping him from getting it in there. You've got to feed it to him. He works hard trying to get there. If you want him as a guard to set your on-ball picks and get you open and stuff like that, you've got to reward the big fella at times. So Terrace really needs to find him when he's got those deep seals there.
Foster hits them both. It's that three-point lead. Churchie coming out with that 2-2-1 again. Schmidt kicks it ahead for Papakostas. Back to Schmidt now on the wing. He'll fire a deep three off the side of the rim. Rebound to Tafe. Tafe kicks it in the corner. Kobe McDowell-White will fire a three. In and out. Eltima back on the court, grabs the defensive rebound. A lot of contact. They're going to get the offensive foul. That one's going against Dom Hayes. It's the third team foul of the quarter here for Terrace. 3 minutes into the second.
Yeah, good defense. I think Churchie have been much better than that so far this game. Just their transition D apart from that sort of couple-minute period to finish the first quarter. They've been really good back in the paint and forcing outside shots. So, on the other hand, Terrace, good push. They just need to find people and once they hit the paint, find people at the three-point line and play from there as well. Don't force it too much.
Hayden Summerfield back out there for Churchie. Foster looking for Summerfield. Summerfield gets it, dumps it inside. Lacey layup is good. 5 points to lead for Churchie.
That inside offense from Churchie is just looking beautiful, gents. Every single time they've got the ball down inside, couple of quick passes into the paint. They're hitting it every single time. It's really nice to see.
Eltima has it. They swing it around to Schmidt. Picks up his dribble, goes inside. McKinnon turnaround floater is good. It's a nice entry there and a good finish for McKinnon. Foster with the head of steam, blocked by Max McKinnon, who recovers the ball for Terrace. Kicks it ahead. Ungalo, he'll fire a wing three, in and out. Summerfield back to, now it winds up with Tafe in the corner. Three is short. Lacey grabs the offensive rebound inside for Tafe. Reverse layup's good. One of these days I'll get the scores right. It's 30-25. We're all doing double duties here. Sorry, fellas.
Except for me.
Except for you, Braden. McKinnon from the top fires a three, hits nothing but the bottom of the net. Cutting the Terrace deficit to 2. Lacey on the baseline, working against Papakostas, swings it. Kobe McDowell-White goes right to the rim, layup short. Schmidt has it now, kicks ahead for Ungalo. Skip pass. Eltima, corner three, it's up. Off the front of the rim. Ungalo comes down with it though for Terrace. Papakostas reverses it now. Schmidt in the corner. Looking for Papakostas on the block. Double team, spins away from it. Hook shot is good.
You've got to go there every time, Johnny. He's got such nice touch. And like I said, has the ability to find his teammates as well. That's a great find from Terrace.
Summerfield's three off the back of the rim. McDowell-White with the rebound. He'll fire his own three off the side of the rim. Eltima fighting for the rebound, comes up with it. Foster, though, recovers for Churchie. His pass now stolen by Eltima, and there's a foul on the floor. Looks like that one's going to go against Patrick Foster. Second team foul of the quarter for Churchie. We're tied at 30. About 4:45 to go in the second. McKinnon in the corner. Hesitation, dribble goes hard, finishes through the contact and is fouled. McKinnon a little rattled up. He's looking like he may have injured himself on that fall.
Fell really hard. I think on the head too.
But that's a tough finish there for Max McKinnon. A little hesitation dribble gave him that room to finish at the rim.
He's been really good offensively too on both ends. I think Terrace have been lucky when they struggled earlier that he was switched on because he sort of led the way and kept them in the game, and now sort of everyone's jumping on board. So, I thought at times last week he was maybe a bit passive. So, big game this week and he stepped up from the start.
Free throws good for McKinnon. It's a 3-point Terrace lead. Summerfield picks up his dribble, kicks it, Tafel fire a three. That rattles around. Offensive rebound goes to Ross. Out to Bruin, jumper off the front of the rim. Panisi with the rebound and puts it in. You cannot give any team 2 or 3 chances at the bucket.
Especially when you got Papakostas out as well. You're a bit smaller. I think you got to do it by gang rebound. I think there was 3 guards sitting outside the 3-point line while Churchie played volleyball against the rim. You can't let that happen if you're Terrace.
Sullivan right at the rim, lays it up and in. The dribble penetration there from Schmidt. Panisi shuffled his feet. He wanted to shoot. He took a couple steps too many.
Yeah, I think if you catch like that, you might as well shoot it. Most of the time it's going to turn into a travel. Just let it fly, I reckon. I would have.
I know you would have, for sure. Three-point Terrace lead. 3:45 to go in the first half. McKinnon gets inside. Fadeaway is no good, but he's fouled. Looks like it's going to be 2 shots for Max McKinnon. That's the 4th team foul for Churchie here in the second quarter. McKinnon hits the first one. You said it, the game versus Brisbane State High last week. Terrace ran a lot of their offense through Max McKinnon. Super creative player, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, at that height, you're starting to see it more and more these days where these sort of tall, athletic guys are the ball handlers. And, he just has that composure as well. He can score when he needs to, has the ability to see over defense, make the proper play, and just really smart. Obviously comes from good stock with his dad being Sam McKinnon, but looks a really good player. And I just love his IQ and his composure.
3-point lead here for Terrace, approaching the 3-minute mark. There's McKinnon working on Taves, spins baseline, layup up and good.
Got away with a little bit of a hook, Johnny, but they'll take it.
Summerfield will fire a wing 3. That touches nothing but the bottom of the net. Deficit, it's 2 now for Churchie. McKinnon working against Ross, gets inside, flips it up and in. Tough finish there. Looks like a timeout's taken, so we're going to take one as well. 2:45 to go in the first half. It's a 4-point lead for Terrace, 41-37 over Churchie. Live here from the Terradome. Back with you here at the Terradome. It's a 4-point Terrace lead over Churchie, 41-37, 2:48 to go here in the first half. Really good first half of action so far. Terrace doing a pretty good job to retake this lead. Doing a good job defensively, getting stops and then getting out in transition.
Yeah, for sure, and they're running basically everything through Max McKinnon on the offensive end. I think Churchie have done a poor job of containing him. I think their coverage is going over the screen, but Max McKinnon is rejecting the screen and they're getting caught most times than not. I think if you guard a non-shooter, you have to close that gap because right now Max McKinnon is killing them.
Well, was that timeout from Churchie? Let's see what they do coming out of it. Marchant in the corner. They get it to Bruin. Bruin gets inside, dumps it off for Ross. Jump shot off the back of the rim. Marchant with the rebound. Marchant now looking inside for Panisi. He misses. Offensive rebound, Ross. Fadeaway jump shot, rattles home. Again, that offensive rebound for Churchie, keeping them close.
For sure, and Terrace played good D, but you can't let him have 3-4 possessions against a team this big and this good. So Terrace playing good defense, but they need to finish that possession if they're going to get this win.
McKinnon fires one home.
It's a tough bucket.
Really tough bucket. And I love that when you don't put the ball on the floor, you're still able to create a bit of space with that little rip through. Panisi's pass is nearly stolen. They're going to get a kick ball against Terrace. It's going to stay with Churchie. They've got 15 on the shot clock.
I think when you've got this group on for Churchie too, Johnny, I think not much offense on as far as the guards. Play through, your bigs at the post. I think all the bigs are playing from the outside, trying to drive in, and that's costing them a little bit at the moment. So let Panisi play from the post and create open shots for your guards through there.
Foul was called on Justin Sullivan, pushing Harrison Panisi in the back. Summerfield looking for someone to inbounds, finds Bruin. Now Marchant has it, leaving his feet, a lot of contact. They're gonna get, not sure who they gave that one to, is what's that one? What's that pulling motion that referee Jordan Mullen made?
That's a Jordan Mullen special.
Okay.
Not in the official rule book, but it's definitely in the Mullen rule book. Obviously just grabbing the arm as he was trying to rip through, just didn't quite get in position in time to get his hands out of the way.
Jordan Mullen's doing his best Joey Crawford impressions today, isn't he?
Marchant at the free throw line hits the first one.
Most people probably don't even know who that is, Johnny.
I know who you're talking about. 2-point lead here for Terrace. Eltima gets right inside. Left-hand layup is too strong. Here comes Ross for Churchie. Kicks ahead to Bruin on the wing. Crossing over, dumps it inside. Pass is too low. Ross recovers out to Summerfield. Blocked by Angalo. Recovers now. Ross goes right at the defense. Nearly loses it. 3-second call. Looks like that's going to go against Panisi. Turnover for Churchie.
And different to what they were doing in the first quarter, Johnny, Terrace doing a much better job of actually staying in front too. So, forcing Churchie to have to make tough decisions and bobble the ball, and they're not being as precise offensively. So, better defense from Terrace in this last sort of quarter.
McKinnon inside. Angalo blocked. Recovered by Eltima. He'll fire a three, and he swishes it. 5-point lead now for Terrace. Under a minute to go in the first half. Turnover by Churchie. Another one. Kobe McDowell-White going to check in. Harrison Panisi going to get a breather. So Churchie going a little small here. Papakostas out there. He's going to be guarded by Ross. McKinnon long inbound, nearly stolen. Scrapping for it along the baseline. Goes out of bounds off of Churchie. Terrace going to maintain possession. 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. It'll be a baseline out of bounds for Gregory Terrace. Ball with McKinnon. It's not too often you see a former NBL star walking out on the court to wipe up the sweat off the hardwood.
It's the most qualified floor wiper of all time, Johnny.
I think so. Tom Hayes going to check in. Going to give Max McKinnon a breather. His team up 5. Under a minute to go in the first half. So Hayes now will inbound for Terrace. Finds Papakostas. Now Eltima. Back to Papakostas. Double team. Rips through. Floats one up. And gets it to fall. That was soft little touch around the basket for the big fella. Kobe McDowell-White with the left hand, too strong. Tui with the rebound. Here comes Angalo. We're going to go 2 for 1. Eltima nearly lost it and recovered. There's Ungalo on the wing, working against Summerfield. Spins, floats one up, no good, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Wasn't looking pretty there for Terrace, but Ungalo made something out of nothing.
Yeah, and that help that was there for Churchie in the first quarter isn't, you're able to play one-on-one, take 2 dribbles and spin, and still be able to get to the basket. In the first quarter, if he spun, it would have been Churchie defense there. So Churchie eased up a little bit defensively, and Terrace taking full advantage in this second quarter.
Ungalo missed them both. Tipped the rebound around, winds up with Summerfield. There's 10 seconds to go. Summerfield fouled in the backcourt. Going to give that one to Nazar Ungalo. Terrace in the penalty, so it's going to be 2 free throws for Aiden Summerfield.
Not a great foul, Johnny, with 8 seconds left in the half.
Well, that's Terrace basketball, though. They pick you up full court. They're going to pressure you. They're going to trap you. Probably not what Coach Hamilton Smith was after on that one, but can't fault him for playing how you want him to. Summerfield touched every millimeter of the rim and got it to fall on that first one. Second one does the same. Terrace has 8 seconds to get a shot off, and there's a foul. Oh no, it's going to be a double dribble on Schmidt. Coach C.J. Bruton going to take a timeout. Let's keep it here though, Braden. You got about I'll fix my clock. There's just under 6 seconds to go in the half. Timeout advances the ball to half court?
Nah, not in the first half,
no?
Only in the last quarter. So they'll still have the ball where the double dribble was called, which I think is around about halfway.
Okay.
So, yeah, 5.7 seconds to try and run a half-court play.
Put yourself in Coach C.J. Bruton's shoes. What are you drawing up here for Churchie with 6 seconds to go in the half, down 5?
Well, I think you try and get someone like Kobe McDowell-White catching it on the move, whether he gets an on-ball screen or whatever after and then just tries to penetrate and find shooters or bigs at the rim. So I think they'll run something probably for him to get the ball on the move and maybe an on-ball and play from there. So, with guys like that, you just need to get them going on the move, get some space, have receivers and let them create the shot with 5 seconds left. Still plenty of time, Johnny. You got time to take a couple of dribbles, find another shooter, all that sort of stuff.
If you're Terrace, how do you set your defense here with 6 seconds to go, obviously in the penalty?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't guard the inbounds. I'd be making sure Kobe McDowell-White doesn't get the ball, first of all. I'd be making sure one of their, other lesser ball handlers get the ball, and then, you can release and just play one-on-one from there. If there's any screens, you switch it, with only 5 seconds left. So the main thing is you just don't want to foul, especially after you just did. You had a 7-point lead. I don't think you want to, let Churchie score 4 points in the last 10 seconds. So, they did advance it.
It was around there where, like Regan said, Bruin gets it on the baseline, goes right at the rim, layup no good. Ross recovers, flips it up. That's off as well. That's going to do it for the first half of action. Gregory Terrace up by 5 at the big break, 48-43. Regan, I might go to you first just to get your quick thoughts on that first half of action.
Yeah, look, Terrace really came back in that second quarter. They seemed to struggle a little bit early on in the first quarter with their defense, but they cleaned it up a little bit towards the end of the first quarter into the second half. But I think the big thing for Terrace is their offense. They've really started to breach through some of the lapses in Churchie's defense, and they're finding that drive into the middle. Once you got the guys like McKinnon working their way to the bucket inside, getting the ball into the paint, Terrace looks really, really dangerous. From Churchie's end, look, doing a great job with ball movement. Their biggest advantage at the moment is they get the ball through 4 sets of hands within the space of about 3 seconds, and it does tear apart that Terrace defense. So if they can just keep that ball movement going, they're going to get the shot eventually.
Braden, your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, I think if I'm Terrace coach, I'm really happy, to be up 5 points at halftime against a good team when I thought they dominated the first quarter, Churchie. You look at that, if you take away the offensive rebounds, you'd probably be up by double digits. So I think if Terrace can look to control the boards a bit more, have 5 people get on the rebounds, and then make sure they execute offensively like they were in the second quarter, to me they've been the better team so far. If I'm Churchie, I think their sort of momentum went away. I thought they played a lineup with a few more bigs and not much sort of guard power in there. So there wasn't much offense, and I think that when they did try and get their hands through bigs, it was from the 3-point line rather than at the post. So I think, you got to place your guards a bit more and run through maybe Kobe a little bit more as well. So, their defense also went away in that second quarter. I don't think they packed the paint as well as they did in the first quarter, and too much easy layups and paint penetration for Terrace. So CJ will obviously look to address that at the halftime.
It is halftime, the big break, and it is Gregory Terrace up 5, 48-43. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second half of action live here from the Terra Dome. Welcome back to the Terradome. We're getting set for the start of the third quarter. We're joined by Henry Marty from Gregory Terrace, the 5As coach this year, taking a big step up from the 11As last year. Henry, welcome.
Thanks, mate.
Got Braden Hesselhurst from the Courier Mail as well. Regan Baker, former QBL referee. Pretty solid first half of action. Henry, I know you got in a little bit late. What did you see out of the troops, though, for Terrace?
Just our normal game plan. Push the ball when we get off misses, and then pretty much from there, if we can't get a score early, then looking to try and get some in-tie touches. And then obviously Max McKinnon had a killer second quarter, really sort of got us the lead, but I think it'll be a big adjustment here by Churchie. They'll amp the speed up, and we'll go from there.
Braden, you said it in the break off air. You thought that Churchie, well, actually heading into the break, you thought Churchie looked pretty good when they had that big lineup. Do you expect them to maybe go back to that?
Yeah, I thought they looked good when they had bigs in there, but not. I think there was one point it looked like where they had 3 or 4 bigs and not much guard play out there. So I think if you're going to play those bigs, you've got to have some guards around them who can make those decisions and set them up a little bit. So I thought they got caught into a little bit of a trap offensively, didn't get much in those last couple of minutes, which led to that run from Terrace.
Just taking a quick look at the stat sheet. You mentioned Max McKinnon had a monster second quarter. He leads all scorers. He's got 21 points already at the halftime break. So McKinnon certainly looking to carry on the momentum into the second half. That half probably hurt a little momentum less. Looking also, you got Justin Sullivan's got 4, Sam Schmidt with 3, David Eltima's got 3 as well. Leading the way for Churchie is the big man Harrison Panisi. He's got 9. They got Marchant with 6, Kobe McDowell-White with 6, Aiden Summerfield with 5. So bit more balance on the Churchie side, but it is that 5-point lead here for Terrace at the halftime break. A bit of contact as well. Yeah, David Eltima took a big spill. Max McKinnon took a spill. Pretty physical game. I thought referees did a pretty good job in that first half also letting them play.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan with his best Joey Crawford expressions as well, so provided us with a little bit of entertainment.
Well, we're underway. It's Churchie's possession. Summerfield, now Marchant. Out to Tristan Lacey. He bangs a 3 to open the half for Churchie. They're down 2. Gallo goes to Papakostas, who nearly loses it, recovers, flips it up, and gets it to fall. I don't know if he misses very often close to the basket.
If he misses it, he's getting the putback, so.
I think he's just got such a soft touch as well. If it hits the rim, it's going to bounce around and go in. So I've watched him a fair bit since the under-18 state champs earlier this year when we're actually allowed to play and have crowds and everything. So that state champs was the first I had seen of him, and I was really impressed. Just with, you don't see that sort of great soft touch around the rim anymore these days, so a bit of a rarity.
Summerfield going to the free throw line, hits the first one. It was really frantic pace in that first half. I know both teams like to play fast pace, but geez, that was just really, really fast. I think faster than usual.
Oh, yeah, I think obviously Churchie is more suited to that sort of style of game, and if teams don't want to do it to us, we'll do it back to them. So it's good, it's exciting basketball. It's high scoring, which is nice.
Terrace turns it over, so Churchie has an opportunity to cut the deficit to 1, but they don't turn it back over. Lacey back to Bruin, gets Papakostas up, who still gets the block. It's recovered by Hayes. Big fella having an impact on the defensive end as well. You're looking at the shot clock there. We're sitting at 23. They're going to bring it back down to 20. Gallo, now Hayes. 14 on the shot clock. Hayes driving baseline, tries to swing it for McKinnon. Back out, Papakostas, top of the key 3. Hits the bottom of the net. That's what I mean. That big fella can shoot the ball. It opens things up for those guards.
And again, though, Johnny, it came off dribble penetration as well. I think that's what has got to happen for Terrace. They've got to get in the paint. That's when they've looked their best offensively.
Aiden Summerfield steps into a 3. That hits the side of the rim. Nice offensive rebound by Marchand. His putback no good. Another offensive rebound by Lacey. He's fouled as well.
How many's that on Max now?
Don't know.
The fouls.
Yeah, 3.
Third personal on Max McKinnon. It's the first team foul. Not sure what happened there.
Out of bounds, I think. He came from out of bounds position to get the ball.
Another turnover for Churchie. In those offensive rebounds, though, great, and we talked about it. Terrace has given Churchie that second, third chance opportunities on these possessions. It hasn't really bitten them too badly yet.
Yeah, and if you look, you know, sort of from the middle of the second quarter onwards, that's the only way Churchie been able to score. So I think for Terrace, if they can shut that off, they give themselves a real chance of sort of pushing this out to a double-digit lead. And if, you know, Terrace can do it themselves with those offensive rebounds, they can get right on top.
Thrown inside, little teardrop for Panisi's good. Back and forth we go. It's a 6-point Terrace lead. McKinnon picked up his dribble, reverses it to the captain.
Is there a bit of a lag on the scoreboard?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Scoreboard? Yeah.
So the scoreboard down the other end of the floor to where we are now has a Wi-Fi connection issue. So there is a little bit of a difference between the two, but what we've got on the screen is correct.
Regan's all over it, mate.
Great look there from Papakostas. Now Panisi looking to answer with the three off the front of the rim. Tipped around, McKinnon gets it to Hayes. Hayes pushing forward. He's going to settle things down for Terrace. McKinnon going away from the screen, goes to the right hand, gets inside, a lot of contact. It's an offensive foul. Fourth personal as Aiden Summerfield read that one and picked up the charge.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, Johnny. I think when Terrace were able to get going and Max was able to get going, there wasn't much help. I think right now, you look at that drive to the basket, other people helped off, other players were able to close that lane and get the charge. That's what they have to do because otherwise Max McKinnon's too good. So better defense there from Churchie.
Henry, I know you're around the program a bit. What was the talk like heading into the game this week? Obviously, huge matchup with the big rival.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of focus on what we can control. So obviously we talked a lot about Churchie and how they play. They're a quick team, as we said. They are a drive and dish team. So we focused primarily, I think, on trying to contain the ball. And then, funnily enough, one of the things we worked on was trying to attack back against them quickly. So you might have seen a few times during that second and first quarter, quick inbounds and then quick outlets trying to attack back.
The relentless attack on the offensive glass from Churchie is really keeping them going here.
Yeah.
Ross doing a good job grabbing a few offensive rebounds there, putting it in, plus the foul. I think it was a three-point play. I thought I saw the referee's motion in the basket, but I think I don't see him on the scoreboard yet, so I'll pull those back. But there definitely was a foul. It's the third team foul on Gregory Terrace. Bruin has it, hands off Panisi, nearly loses it, recovers. 6 on the shot clock for Churchie. Panisi has to fire a wing three, that's good. The big fella, he's got the jump shot going, his team's down 5.
He likes it too. He's taken a couple of those to start this half as well. As much as that went in, I don't think that's going to be the answer for Churchie. So that was, a good shot, but they need to be better offensively, I think, against this good Terrace defense.
Altima misses. It's going to be basket interference on Cole Ross.
Been a couple of those so far. A couple of hits, but I haven't been called yet.
A little too aggressive there. It was a wild shot by Altima. He forced that one, but he got bailed out there by Churchie. Summerfield blocked. A lot of contact. Looks like it's going to go against Aiden Summerfield with that forearm motion. I don't know what that
shiver.
Is that what that is, Regan, the forearm shiver?
Yeah, it's the offensive push-off with the arm bar. So as you're coming through, if you're pushing off with that arm, you got to keep it inside your cylinder. So, but someone seriously needs to get Jordan a job at Telstra because he loves selling calls.
He sure does. Schmidt swings it. Tui working against Ross, has it stripped. Summerfield recovers and he's fouled. I always feel like this kind of frantic pace is where Terrace thrives, but at the moment it seems to be in Churchie's favor.
Yeah, well, it's what we practice, to be honest. It's what we try and preach as a school, is to try and push the ball and push the tempo and play a bit in the mess. But yeah, I think you're right. But lower averages, I think eventually we'll start to score a bit more out of it.
You think that plays to Churchie's favor or to Terrace?
I think both teams like it, to be honest. I thought Churchie were the more active in the first quarter, but then Terrace have been better ever since. So I think the balance comes from that with, Terrace just then. I think if there's not a clear drive on, you've got to move the ball. I think drive and kick and try and find other shooters rather than forcing it, because that leads to turnovers, as we see. Another one now from Terrace. It's all good to play at that pace and try and attack the paint, but when there's people there, you've got to be able to make good decisions out of that, because, Churchie haven't been great offensively at the moment, but if they keep getting extra possessions, they're going to eventually make something out of it offensively. So Terrace playing really well. They just need to be a bit more smarter about how they go about things offensively.
One of these days, I will work out the scoreboard, I promise you, as Panisi fires another three, hits another three. The score is legitimately 59-55. I've got it right as Ngalo flips one up, no good. Papakostas blocked. Churchie recovers, down 4. Here's Foster with it, swings it. Corner 3 for Bruin off the side of the rim. Tipped out of bounds by Foster. Foul, though, against Gregory Terrace. It's going to go against Sam Schmidt. That's the 5th team foul on Terrace.
It's 2 shots, man.
It's going to be 2 shots, but there's a timeout on the floor, so we're going to take one as well. About 5:10 to go here in the third quarter. It's a 4-point lead for Terrace over Churchie, live from the Terradome. Back with you live here at the Terradome. Timeout taken just before that. Churchie was fouled, so they'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. That foul before the timeout was the 5th team foul of the quarter for Terrace. Pretty frantic pace, pretty tight battle. We didn't really expect anything less. I got myself, John Guarna, with Braden Hesselhurst from Quest Newspapers, the Courier Mail, Logan Thunder, women's QSL coach, and you probably do 4 other things. I got Henry Marty with me as well from Gregory Terrace Basketball, and Regan Baker, former QBL referee. Guys, didn't really expect anything different in this matchup with the GPS, the favorite, I guess, favoritism for the title on the line here this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. And I think, as we spoke about, both teams love playing that pace, but I think the team who can play at that sort of pace but take the better shots will win this game. I think, coming out of that timeout from Terrace, I think before that, they were playing at that pace but forced up a couple of quick, doubly contested shots, which turned into fouls or free throws down the other end for Churchie. So it's just about playing that pace but being smarter, I think, going down the stretch.
Yeah, and the 5-1 foul count as well tells me that Terrace is getting a little bit lazy on defense, maybe starting to get a little bit tired, running out of legs. They've done a really good job of not getting themselves into foul trouble in the first half, but we've got to the point now where they're just getting a little bit lazy.
There's a pretty obvious foul there from Patrick Foster.
Especially from our angle.
He knew it. He had a smirk on his face, too.
I love the physicality, but try and be a little bit more discreet, I reckon.
I don't think it's in his vocabulary, to be honest.
Interesting where they got Ross guarding Papakostas. Schmidt working against McDowell White. Papakostas gets it, fires a 3 off the side of the rim. Kobe McDowell White fighting for the rebound. Gave that one to Kobe McDowell White as he had Sullivan over the back of him. And they stay with Terrace. Tui's got an inbound, gets it to Papakostas. They're going to reset with Schmidt. He'll fire a wing 3 off the back of the rim. Long rebound. Fighting for it. Sullivan in there with a couple of Churchie players. They're going to call it jump ball. Possession arrow favors Churchie.
Everyone's a little bit too fired up, Johnny, I think.
That's a big game. Both these teams want that GPS, that outright GPS championship, and you can see it by the passion that's being played with in this third quarter. Really, the whole afternoon. 1 point game. Kobe McDowell-White gets in the paint, flips it up with the right hand short. Tui with the rebound. Not sure what they're going to get here. They're going to get Kobe McDowell-White a little out of control. His second straight foul, third team foul for Churchie in the third.
I think Kobe can get a better shot than that when he gets into the paint too. I think stopping in the middle of the keyway for a floater or going off 2 feet. On the other hand, I think for Terrace, if that on-ball screen is 3 meters outside the three-point line, I think you just go under it and stop the penetration. So
great dish there from Tui to Sullivan, pushing the lead back out to 3. Long pass, Ross kicks it out. Foster fires from 3. It's good. We're tied at 61. That's too easy for Churchie in transition. Here comes the horn set. Schmidt has it tipped out of bounds off of his lap by Ross. A little too loose with it. .61 all, 3:15 to go in the third. Panisi squaring up against Sullivan, banging along the baseline. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
That's great defense from Sullivan, but if you're Panisi going up against a smaller guy, you got to get that catch inside the keyway or on the block, not close enough to the three-point line. So, that suits your defender. A quicker, more mobile defender, and he ends up getting the turnover.
Altima hands off. Schmidt lays it up and in. Terrace retakes the lead by 2.
Come back at you quickly, though.
Little quick, just a little bit. Foster on the wing, looking inside for Panisi. He goes to Ross. Ross hands it back. Panisi, baseline jump shot, rattles home. We're trading buckets now, boys. And Gallo swings it to the captain, Altima. Gallo gets the screen from Tui. They swing it to Altima. He'll step into the wing 3. It's no good. No, he travels. Little hesitant on the decision-making there for the captain.
I like that set for Terrace. I think they've been most successful in the half court when it's slowed down in that set. But I think if you come off that, if you're David Altima and they switch that, let the big dive, keep the ball at the three-point line and go downhill against a big, you can create a foul, get to the bucket, or create a shot for someone else off other people helping. So just be, take advantage of the mismatches off that on-ball.
McDowell-White from the corner, 3 off the side of the rim. Offensive rebound, Marchant. He flips it up and gets it to fall. Jacob Marchant gives Churchie a 2-point lead. Tui working against Ross. Hands back to the captain. There's 10 on the shot clock. They swing it now, and Gallo has it on the wing. Takes a few dribbles. Sullivan has it, swings it Tui. Tui's going to get a shot off, loses it on the way up. Foster recovers for Churchie. All right, the siren went off for the shot clock before that.
Yeah, so they were just obviously a little bit slow on resetting the shot clock. Some of the buttons can be quite sticky on this particular score pad, so the siren went off, caused a couple of people to look the wrong way.
This is a big game.
He's covering his referee brethren there. They should
Hey, it's not the referees, it's the score bench.
You guys are one and the same. Referee, score bench. What's the difference?
The only friends we have.
Jeez, that was sad.
On the floor.
Lacey, fadeaway jump shot, gets it to fall. Churchie pulls out now by 4. 67-63, a minute 20 to go in the third. Gallo on the wing, picks up his dribble. Foster with the pressure, reached in. A little too over-aggressive there from Foster. 4th team foul on Churchie.
I think Terrace getting caught in the trap they did in the first quarter, Johnny. They're real stagnant in the half court. I think they need to get more ball movement. I don't know. I don't think Papakostas is in foul trouble, is he?
I haven't seen it.
I don't think so. No. I don't think with Max McKinnon out that you can have both of them two out. I think you need to have some offensive option that you can go to and create a bucket.
Tani just checked in, gets it out to Altima. Reversal on Gallo, top of the key 3. Off the side of the rim, Marchant grabs the rebound. We've got under a minute to go in this one. Churchie's up 4 in the third, I should say. Lacey spins baseline, loses it out of bounds.
They're going at Sullivan every single time down, aren't they?
He's holding his own though in the paint.
I mean, I'm happy for them to keep doing it.
Gallo has it for Terrace. Pass is read by Marchant, but recovered by Eltima. 10 on the shot clock. Eltima working against Marchant. 6 now on the shot clock. Dumps it inside. Sullivan, little teardrop short. McDowell White comes up with the rebound. He's got a head of steam. Dumps it off for Foster. Layup is good. Shot clock is turned off. Terrace can hold for the final shot. They trail by 6. Gallo isolated on Foster. Goes to the hesitation dribble, kicks it to Tunney. They swing it now. Schmidt loses it, recovered by Tunney. Ungalo has it. Fadeaway turnaround is well short, and that's going to end the quarter. And a strong finish to the third there for Churchie. They're going to head into the quarter time break up 6. A pretty frantic finish to that one there, gents.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Churchie did it with their defense in the end. I think that led to easy baskets for them. But I think, like I mentioned before, I think Terrace got caught in the same trap they did in the first quarter. Very stagnant offensively, very perimeter orientated. And at the end of a shot clock, they didn't get much out of anything either. I think, when it's get down towards the end of the shot clock, you've got to find your creators, and they didn't do that. And that led to easy transition points and Churchie coming back and leading by 6.
Henry, final thoughts before we take a quick one?
Be nice to put the ball in the basket.
All right, that's why you're coaching the 5As. Is that right, Henry? All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the final quarter of action. It is a 6-point lead for Churchie over Terrace here, live from the Terradome. Welcome back to the Terradome. It is the final quarter of action with Churchie up by 6, 69-63. 10 minutes to go in this one, which the winner will have a certain leg up in that GPS premiership. What do you think's going on in that quarter time break, Braden?
I think Matt for Terrace would be focused on their offense. I thought, defensively the main thing, stays from the rest of the game. They need to cut down the offensive boards, obviously, but offensively they need to get back to some motion, hit the paint and get good shots, because like you said, you want it to play a good pace, but you need to get good shots, otherwise it turns into easy transition points, and as we say that, they hit 2 of their main players and get an attack on the rim and get an easy basket. So that'll be the focus, I think, for Terrace in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, Henry, we said we didn't think Terrace could have McKinnon and Papakostas off the floor. They both come in and get a nice bucket to start the quarter for Terrace.
It's the gravity of the 2 players that just draws so much attention that they just play off each other very well.
Turnover there from Churchie, up by 4.
And the good thing about the both of them, Johnny, too, is if the rest of the defense keys in on them, they're unselfish and they have the ability to find other people as well. So put the ball in their hands as much as you can, I think, in this fourth quarter.
Ungalo has it, hands off. Papakostas, he'll fire a deep 3. That's short. Kobe McDowell-White comes down with another rebound. He's going to put a head of steam on. He'll recover and settle Churchie in the half-court offense. Kicks it to an open Tay, fires a 3 off the side of the rim. McDowell-White offensive rebound. Fadeaway is good.
Oh boards, Johnny.
Been saying it all afternoon. Here's Angalo leaving his feet. Tani will fire a three off the side of the rim, no good. Lacey grabs the rebound. Marchand swings it for McDowell White on the wing, gets inside, tries to hand it off, recovers. Out to Marchand, who's stripped on his way inside, gets the shot off and gets it to roll home. Lead is now 8 for Churchie.
And Churchie are just living in the paint offensively. You know, they did that in the first quarter, and they've done it the last 5 minutes. So something Terrace really need to address, and address quickly as well as they turn the ball over again.
McKinnon threw that one out of bounds. Miscommunication between he and Papakostas. Sam Schmidt's going to check back in for Henry Tunney. Too many Henrys here. There's only one that matters, in my opinion, Henry, and that's you.
Oh, thanks, John.
But Tunney, last time we were here, really gave Terrace that three-point weapon. The three-point shot got them that lead in that second quarter, but it's been quiet from deep late in really the rest of the game. Lacey turns it over for Churchie along the baseline, stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they've maybe hit 4 for the game. I know Max hit 1 early on. Jordan hit 1. I think David's hit 2. So
I've fallen in love with it a little bit too much right now. They go away from it. They go back to what they were doing well at the first half, which is those little high-low feeds. There you go.
They're looking for Papakostas. They swing it around to McKinnon in the corner. Reversal to Schmidt. Hits his feet at the free throw line. Kicks it out. McKinnon driving baseline. Euros his way, but loses it out of bounds.
It's a very stagnant offense there, boys. Like, it made it so easy for the Churchie defense because you had 3 Terrace boys all just standing in the same position, not moving.
Well, I think there's ball movement, right? But it's around the three-point line and it's sideways rather than trying to look at penetrating in the paint. I think when they made that comeback in the second quarter, I thought towards the end of the shot clock, they got a middle on ball between Jordan and Max McKinnon in the middle of the floor. So I think you need to try and look at that. You know, either Max McKinnon going to the basket or they got Papakostas rolling to the rim. So I think that's a good option for Terrace going forward.
Here comes Terrace with Eltma going at Kobe McDowell White. Fadeaway jumper, rolls in and out. Tafe grabs the rebound for Churchie. Kicks ahead for Lacey. Lacey back out, and Tafe's going to reset.
I'm surprised they're not going at Max a bit more, considering the 4 foul situation.
Eltma got a hand on it, forces the turnover, and then there's a foul in the backcourt. Aiden Summerfield a little too aggressive full court, picking up the foul.
Well, it's that hard sort of situation, right, where he's guarding a guy that's not really a ball handler. So in those situations, I think if you're Churchie, that's where you need to go away from the guard big screen. Put Ethan Tafe, who Max guarding in an on ball, and if they switch it, you've got Max going, you know, trying to guard Kobe McDowell White and with 4 fouls. So tough sub now, I think, for Matthew Hamilton-Smith, taking Max off. I think now's do or die with 8 points down with 7 minutes left.
Let's see if Terrace can chip away at this deficit. They're down 8, under 7 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Eltma gets the screen from Papakostas, kicks it. Schmidt will fire a 3. That's well off. McDowell White another rebound. Here's Kobe McDowell White bumped by Angalo. First team foul of the quarter for Terrace.
And the worst part for these not good offensive possessions for Terrace, Johnny, is they turn into transition opportunities for Churchie, and right now that's what they're doing. They're pushing the ball and they're playing at a better pace offensively because of Terrace's offense.
Big three-pointer there from Kobe McDowell White, pushes the lead into double figures. It's 76-65. Churchie's up on Terrace. 6:20 to go in this one. Papakostas working hard, gets the hook shot to fall. There's that high-low action you were looking for, Henry.
Every possession, I think that's got to be every possession, Johnny,
Right.
especially while Max is out.
Tafe spins to the left hand and finishes strong. Ethan Tafe getting aggressive here in the fourth. Angalo is fouled from behind by Kobe McDowell White. Second team foul. Schmidt has it on the wing.
Can't do it again.
Eltima gets the screen from Tui, spins and finds Tui inside, blocked by Lacey. Summerfield recovers for Churchie. Kicks it, Bruin, baseline jump shot, rolls in and out. Fight for the rebound, Eltima gets it, out to Hayes.
And then down.
Good read there by Ethan Tafe to get the steal on the entry pass. McDowell-White kicks ahead for Bruin. Bruin swings it, Kobe McDowell-White from the wing. 3 is too strong. Tafe recovers, Lacey short. And here comes Terrace. Schmidt, pass stolen by Lacey. Here comes Kobe McDowell-White, 3-on-2. He's gonna slow things down. Tries to go behind the back, throws it out of bounds. Looks like there's a timeout on the floor. We're gonna take one as well. We're under 5 minutes to go in this one. It's an 11-point lead for Churchie over Gregory Terrace here live at the Terradome. Back with you here at the Terradome. Timeout taken there by Gregory Terrace, down by 11. We're talking off air. We think that the change needs to come for Terrace on that offensive end, Henry.
Yeah, well, it just needs to be, as I was saying off air, we just need to be, we attack with the pick and roll, we roll the big down low, and then it needs to be a reversal of the ball, and we pin the big down low. So that's what Roger Smith's been yelling at for the entire game. Like, yes, the boys are trying to look low, but it's on the initial action. We want to move the ball, move bodies, and then try and look low.
Yeah, people get caught on that on ball trying to feed the roller with the mismatch from that initial action, like Henry said. And when you do that, there's too much people in the paint defensively. So you've got to move the ball, get them shelling out to the three-point line so you can get that high-low or mismatch in the key way.
Here comes Tui off that screen. Stops, pops, he's blocked by Bruin. He recovers his own shot, looking for someone. 3 on the shot clock. Hayes has to fire a wing 3. Referees blow the whistle because the shot clock was reset.
No, I think it's because it goes into the 3.9, 2.9. It looks like it resets.
Okay.
So I think it's fine. Yeah, so it should be 0.9 left on the shot clock now.
There's just missing the point.
I get it, Johnny. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Almost
so there is 0.9 on the shot clock. Referee Jordan Mullen takes the my bad on that one. Let's see if Terrace can get a shot off. Oh, they're going to put it up to 1.4 now on the shot clock.
I think.
Let's see what happens.
I think that's 14.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know. Is it 1 point?
I think it's 14. I did see Jordan just say my bad, so I'm assuming that we're going to go with 14 seconds for the error.
Yeah, well, it's not 1.4 because they would have had the violation. So it is that 14. So it was a new shot clock. McKinnon on the baseline, double team, skip pass. Hayes fires off the front of the rim, rebound to Panisi. Good look for Terrace. Tafe spins, hands off for Ross, driving the baseline. He steps out of bounds.
That spin move is a favorite of the Churchie guards, isn't it?
Dylan Gray back in the day. Yeah, Dylan Gray back in the day. Tafey now. A whole bunch of them.
Churchie holding on to an 11-point lead. 4:11 to go in the game.
Critical minute coming up, I think, too, for Terrace, Johnny. They need a couple of scores and stops. If they don't, gets under 3 minutes and it's still double digits, it's going to be pretty hard for them to call back.
Hayes gets inside, throws one up, and gets it to fall. Tough bucket there for Dom Hayes.
Yeah, big stop here.
McDowell-White leaves his feet, finds Panisi on the wing. 3 is up and down. The big fella hits another three. Push the lead out to 12. Nazar Ngalo a little shaken up there. He's got a, looks like he may have got a cork or something. He's being attended to at the end of the Gregory Terrace bench.
What about my form, Johnny, saying Panisi threes is not going to get it done, and then he's hit three.
Three since then.
The big fella likes it, and he's shooting it well. Eltema running the show, the captain for Gregory Terrace. Looking to get it to McKinnon, it's not there. Schmidt now on the wing. Picks up his dribble, reverses it to McKinnon with 8 on the shot clock. Gets the screen from Papakostas, looks inside. Sullivan hands inside, but there's a foul along the baseline. That one's gonna go against Cole Ross. Third team foul for Churchie here in the fourth quarter.
I think when Terrace made that comeback against State High, I think they were down by 6 or 8 last week, and I think they really picked up the pressure defensively. I think they need to try and do the same. Obviously get some scores so they can set up some full court, and then get David Eltema, Ngalo, Schmidt, Max McKinnon get after the Churchie guards, try and create some easy offense for them.
Well, there's McKinnon getting back on the score sheet, cutting his team's deficit to 10. 81-71 the lead here for Churchie. Over Terrace, approaching the 3-minute mark of the final fourth quarter. Inside, Ross loses his footing, gets it to Panisi, double teamed. Out to Tafe. They're going to get a 3-second call, it looks like. Not
Cole
sure
Ross,
who
I
it's
think,
against.
I didn't get out.
Cole Ross it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think when he fell over, didn't get out afterwards.
Turnover there for Churchie.
Good move from Ngalo too, pulling the chair out. Gotta love it.
Under 3 minutes left in this one. Terrace down 10. Ngalo looking for Papakostas, swings it to McKinnon with 10 on the shot clock. McKinnon puts it on the floor, gets to the rim, and finishes with the right hand. Max McKinnon starting to heat up a little bit here for Terrace. Ethan Tafe gets inside, flips it in with the left hand. Ten-point Churchie lead. Terrace can't afford to exchange buckets here. They need to get some points and get some stops. Papakostas thinks about the step back, kicks it out. Ngalo gets inside. Right hand shot is well off. Panisi with the rebound.
Must get a stop here, must get a stop.
Ross kicks it. Panisi feeling it from 3 off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound to Ross. He puts it in. And it looks like Terrace going to take another timeout. Under 2 minutes to go in this one. And Terrace down 12, 85-73. Take a quick break. We'll come back with the final 2 minutes of this one. Churchie's up 12 live here at the Terradome. Under 2 minutes to go in this one. Churchie up by 12, 85-73. We talked a little bit about it. It has to, like, this is it. We said it about a minute ago. This is really it. If Terrace cannot get some points on the board and get some stops, this one's pretty much over.
They pretty much need back-to-back stops, right? Back-to-back stops and back-to-back scores.
To me, if Terrace want to win, Churchie can't score the rest of the game, in my opinion. 2 minutes. You've got to keep him to maybe 1 or 2 points. Apart from that, 12 points is a lot to get in 2 minutes. I think especially with how easy at the moment that Churchie is scoring, I think, you need to shut him out from here and get quick buckets if you want to get back in this game.
3-pointers or anything?
Hey?
Do we need, if you're Terrace, do you need threes or whatever?
I think you look to get in the paint and see what's on offer, either a layup or a 3. I think you just run your offense and be aggressive and see what you can get quickly.
Schmidt misses. Papakostas misses the putback, gets it. He's blocked. He's persistent and finishes on the third. Gonna have to get some pressure here and try and get some turnovers if you're Terrace. Kobe McDowell-White under pressure, double dribbles, and that is that turnover that Terrace needed.
It's a perfect start out of the timeout for Terrace, getting to the paint, getting offensive rebounds, and a turnover in the backcourt. So really need to capitalise on it here.
Kinnan inbounds. Ngalo swings it. Schmidt now back to Ngalo. Looking inside, there's Papakostas on the block. Going one-on-one with Ross. Right-handed hook shot's good. Papakostas with 4 straight for Terrace.
Stop.
They're down 8. Tafe resets. Looking for the screen, gets it from Panisi. Gets to the rim and finishes with the left.
I said it before when Kobe was coming off those high on balls, Johnny. To me, you've got to go under those. You know, you're getting killed in dribble penetration for most of the game, especially in this quarter. If it's anywhere near outside the three-point line, you need to go under. Force him into contest a jumper so you can rebound and run. That's way too easy, especially when you're trying to make this comeback with a minute left.
Reach-in called on Churchie. I think it was against Kobe McDowell-White. It's the 4th team foul for Churchie. 1:08 to go, and Terrace is down 8. McKinnon inbounds off Panisi and lays it in. Heady play there from Max McKinnon. Kobe McDowell-White lays it up and in. Ngalo looking for Papakostas. They swing it around. McKinnon now fires at 3. That rattles home for Max McKinnon. They're not going to go away without a fight.
And these are good buckets offensively, but you're not going to do anything if you can't get stops.
Panisi picks up his dribble, gets it at Tafe. Going to work some clock here. Churchie up by 7. Kobe McDowell-White wants a screen, gets it from Ross, picks up his dribble, swings it over for Panisi. He'll fire a deep wing 3 off the front of the rim. McKinnon with the rebound, and he's fouled. And that's exactly what you don't want if you're Churchie. That's going to put you in the penalty and going to send Max McKinnon to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Issue for Terrace is now is the fouling game, because they only got 1 team foul for the quarter, so they have to try and foul 4 more times if they want to play the foul game. So, see how they go.
I think they missed a couple of opportunities as well. Like, they had the ball on the sideline, and another guy coming, and instead of trapping Kobe, they let him split the middle because they were passive, and he gets a layup. So, you know, when you've got a minute left and you're down 8-10, you need to make the most of those opportunities and try and gamble. And I think a couple of times in their full court defense, they've missed opportunities to do that.
Well, McKinnon hits them both. Timeout taken by Churchie here. Good timeout. Let's keep it here, though, fellas, because there is about 22 seconds to go in this one. It is a 5-point game. It's not over yet, but as you said, Henry, you do have to foul.
I think you trap backcourt, right? With this situation, with the foul count where it is, you almost trap backcourt and try and get a score. But I think this timeout, he'll be an advancement, and it'll just be a fouling game after that.
Braden?
Yeah, I'm a bit different. I think with 22 seconds left and you still got 4 fouls left, I think you need to foul quickly, get that up to 4 fouls, and then try your trap. So then if you miss out on the trap, you can foul straight away and they're in the foul shot game. So be interesting to see what they do. I think they get an advancement here, right?
Well, it's up to the staff, yeah. So either they take it in the backcourt where it comes in from regularly and have 24 seconds on the shot clock, or they advance it and take 14. So, again, it's all about that strategy game, because 24 seconds in the backcourt, all they need to do is 1 play. But if they turn it over, Terrace is right under their bucket.
Yeah. And you have to be careful fouling off the ball as well in this situation. You don't want it to be an intentional foul.
Yeah.
Gets free throws and another possession.
Yeah, any foul when the ball isn't in court, in play, is instantly an unsportsmanlike foul.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Okay, so let's remember that also. We want to make sure that no one fouls off the ball here if you're Terrace.
I think in this situation, I'm not going to take it out full court because there's not the full 24 left. They're going to foul anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, to me, I would advance it. That way, if you get stuck, you can throw it near the rim.
McDowell-White has it. Got a foul here. The kick ahead. Ross lays it up and in.
That's the one thing that can't happen,
Yeah, same story all game. We need to stop. We've just gotten layups against us.
That was just too easy.
Yeah.
Well, we had 2 options, right? And that wasn't one of them. that was the third one that probably puts the nail in the coffin, I think. So, you've got to make a decision, and, your players have to be clear on that, to be honest. So either you're fouling or you're trapping, like Henry said, to get a steal, or you're going to foul quickly. Either or. I don't think you can be passive and just let someone go length of the floor and get a layup, which basically seals the game. And for me, like I said, basically grand final, probably the GPS Premiership.
Are you surprised to see Churchie go straight to the hoop and go for that basket?
Hell no.
No?
No one is that wide open. Yeah, absolutely.
It's also in their DNA as well. When they press Brad, they don't press to just beat the press, they press to score.
Yeah.
So it's unsurprising.
Well, that was disappointing possession there for Terrace. Unfortunately, they really needed to get that stop. They're down 7 now. You have to foul on every single possession now, no matter what.
And the worst part is they're going to get a foul in that possession. So they're still in the exact same situation they were before in terms of the foul count. Except now they have 5 or 6 on the clock. So it's just gotten worse and worse.
And the tough thing as well is it's a 3-possession game. It's not 2 possessions. So, you've got to get a quick shot, probably a 3, and then even with that, it's still a 2-game possession. So it's a really tough situation now for Terrace.
Well, let's see what they can do out of this timeout. They're down 7, 16 seconds to go in this one. They do need a quick bucket, does Terrace. Going to inbounds with the captain, Eltima. Inbounds for Ngalo. Ngalo swings it. McKinnon working against the defense, fires the wing 3. He swishes that one. Going to have to foul and foul fast. Foster kicks ahead. No foul here yet from Terrace. Churchie doing a good job denying that foul, and there it is from McKinnon. A little hard on that one, but it's too little, too late. There's only 2 seconds to go, and
this
I was going
to unsportsmanlike. I mean, it is.
To be honest, by the book, it's an unsportsmanlike foul. There was no play at the ball whatsoever. It was 2 hands in the back. By the rule book, it's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah,
Max is out now as well.
I think
That's
even
fifth.
without it being the end of the game, I think that would be an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah.
So, I think, again, I hate to be negative, but I think the passiveness of their full court D in these last couple of minutes, I think, has really cost them. I think they trapped it, got the kick back to the middle that they wanted, but whoever's guarding the weak side just stayed on their man.
Well, it's
in
the
that
exact same situation, right?
Yeah.
It's been the same situation 3 or 4 times in a row now. They've gone this left wing.
And I know that's probably the way their press is set up, but you need to gamble in this situation.
Oh, they didn't gamble, and Churchie held on there at the end. They pull out that 91-87 win. And Anglican Church Grammar School now has a leg up on the rest of the competition for this GPS Premiership. It was a really well-balanced attack here for Churchie this afternoon. I think Terrace was good in spurts, but just not consistent enough across the 4 quarters to get the win today.
Yeah, I think Churchie were more disciplined across the game. I think obviously they had their spurts, but defensively and offensively they were more disciplined. I think they had more purpose in what they were doing offensively. You look at it, if we counted paint touches, I think they would beat Terrace by 20 plus. I think they lived in the paint, obviously offensive rebounds, and apart from that section sort of in the second quarter, maybe to start the third as well, their defense was pretty good, active, able to stay in front of people and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I think just Churchie more disciplined across the 4 quarters.
Henry, your thoughts on the game?
I tend to agree. They're a very disciplined team, this Churchie group. Very well coached, obviously. Obviously, it comes down to, I think, also to a bit of shooting. As we pointed out, obviously, Terrace took a lot more threes than Churchie probably did and just didn't drop.
Regan?
Yeah, the other thing I'll add, realistically, that third quarter for Churchie was their championship quarter. They came out, they were 8 points down, they ended up 8 points up. So they came out absolutely firing. So whatever was said in the locker room at that halftime break, Churchie came out and they executed it. They looked at the weaknesses on the Gregory Terrace side. They recognised that they're a little bit slow coming out of the halftime break, and they just punished them for it. The fourth quarter, the score was probably relatively similar. In fact, based on the score, I think Gregory actually outscored Churchie in that fourth quarter. Yeah. So it was the third that really did it, and it is always called the championship quarter for exactly that reason.
Well, it was a great game. This game certainly didn't disappoint. It was the 2 top teams on the ladder. Came down right to the very end, and it is Churchie pulling out that 4-point win, 91-87. We're going to wrap things up, so I do have to thank Henry Marty. I got to thank Braden Hesselhurst, Regan Baker for all your help and commentary today. Also want to give a big shout-out to James Bowman and the Australian Sports Network for all their technical support and all the wonderful graphics you see here throughout each and every one of our broadcasts. Thank you again to Gregory Terrace for hosting us, and a great show of sportsmanship here between the teams as we wrap things up. It is that 4-point win for Churchie, 91-87 over Gregory Terrace here live at the Terra Dome. See you next time.